Okay, so I'm in the middle of thinking about viruses and people's reactions and the world in general. And truth is I do better under stress and under bad situations, but a lot of people don't. And I want to kind of help people out and bring a little bit of the world back into focus. Right now, it's springtime. It's a perfect time for foraging, and I'm getting ready to mow a lot of lawn, just have something to do. But before I do that, I wanted to do a video um, that's not about a lawnmower that I'm going to mow with, and bring about some other thoughts. So the first part is, if you see it and it looks like a grass and it's got a grain on top, if you get enough of it and you get the seed from it, it's an edible wild grain mix. It doesn't matter, really what those tops of those grains look like. If they're grains, they look like wheat, they look like barley, they look like oats, they look like any of those, and people can Google that. Um, you can have a source of food. And why is this important? Because people are going nuts and hoarding things, and the more they talk about supply chains and unemployment and things like that, I'm sure more people are worried about food. So let me start with that. Pleasant surprise in my yard, and I'm going to try to do this without being in the picture or even shadow wise. Sorrel. Sorrel is usually yellow, but there are pink flowers and variants in between. Sorrel has a clover like leaf, so a lot of people think it's somehow a flower growing up inside a clover, but this is actually sorrel. Every part of this plant is edible, including the roots. So I've walked maybe 20 feet from my house, and I've already showed you two plant sources that you can get food. Um, Now, most everybody knows what a dandelion looks like. Um, Problem is I've been plucking them up off the ground, so I don't really have very many dandelions to share. Now, I'm gonna give you a little visual here. There are more sorrel in my grass. A little bit later, you're gonna have clover, and clovers are sweet. If you don't know anything about clover, Google that. Um, and just browse your yard, because we need to get a grip on people's panic. This is the best time to have a pandemic because there's food available. Now, if you don't know what a plant is, don't eat it. Just don't eat it. It's time that if you've got a friend that's into living out in nature and smart, you want to talk to them. Okay, so I'm maybe 30 feet from the house. Right here, let me see if I can do this. I'm trying to look through a camera and do this. This plant that I'm picking up, if you smell it, it's going to be kind of onion or garlicky. It's got a hollow stem. It is more closely related to, and I'll try to do this without an issue. See if I can dig up the ground a little bit and pull one out. There. Looks like an onion, but it's more closely to garlic. And since I've plucked these or harvested these, I'm not going to put them to waste. I'm actually going to use these today for something. Again, I'm walking through the yard, and I'm sure there's other plants that I'm seeing that are edible. And a little note on that sorrel. Sorrel is considered to be kind of like a sour flavor. People's compared it to lemon, to in the yellow form, to rhubarb in the pink form. And also, you want to have a garden. I've started one. My garden's got stuff that other people don't have because I want to take the time to maybe trade if it becomes a possibility. Now that is wild grape. I'm lucky enough to have wild grape on the property. The leaves are edible. You can put it in a salad. You can actually fry them up and they're kind of like chips. So just thought I would share that. And again, I'm not 30 feet from the house. I'm heading towards a wood line because I just spotted the elusive dandelion. For whatever reason, has been extra hard to find today. So, there's the dandelion flower. I'm in the south. Now, when I lived in the north, they were a lot closer to the ground, man. They were down here, and they were bigger around. Here, they're a little bit taller. And same plant, they just grow taller because they got a lot more sun and they can really stretch out and grow. But notice the leaf. The leaf is the same everywhere, just some are wider, some are shorter, some are taller. You know, they vary a little bit. But dandelion, every part of this plant is edible. The roots, you can dry them and you can make a coffee substitute. Chop them up and actually roast them. But the flower itself can make a tea, and the leaves, which I will harvest one whole leaf. And that leaf is nothing spectacular. I want to make sure that you know you got it. You're going to get a little bit of a milk sap. And I'll try to show that there. There's a little bit of milk sap. Comes from this plant, especially from the stem after you pull the top. But there's the leaf. There's the bottom side of the leaf, top side of the leaf. Edible raw, edible cooked. Edible. And again, the root you can make a coffee, and the flower you can make a tea. So, still I'm only maybe 70, 80 feet from the house now. Not really staying on top of this. Now, I'm going to show you something else. And follow me on this, because this is important. Scurvy was a problem in ship days when sailors got out. They weren't getting enough vitamin C. They would get sick. Right here is vitamin C. Vitamin C in one of its purest forms. And let's pluck this little piece right here, if I can get it through the camera. Ignore the flower. Let me try to switch my hands here. That is a fresh spring bud of long needle pine. The pine needles can be used to make a tea. That bud is pure vitamin C, people. You can eat the needles. You can eat the bark. You can eat the flower. You can eat the pollen. You can eat every part of a long needle pine. You just want to make sure it's not a member of the hemlock family. And there's resources online for that, and I suggest people read that also. So, with that, I'm going to switch around a second. That is less than 100 feet from your home. A documentary on how to find food when you can't go to the store. And I hope people use it.